So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
Ladies, gentlemen, Tal's species of an ice smuggling age, welcome to Hell of a Pilot episode 43.
Is it?
I think so.
42, I reckon.
I don't think... No, it's 43. And if it's not, it's because there's a hidden missing episode for the 2 weeks that we missed. The episode that we entirely missed. Count it. With me tonight, and as always, this time we're at my house, in my lovely house, sitting on my lovely leather couch, is Lockie. Hey Lockie, how you going?
Oh yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Glad to be actually recording something again.
Yeah. Aside from the hidden episode that we totally didn't miss, but you know, it's in the ether. I don't know if this is sarcasm or what's going on. And beside Lockie is a good friend of mine, co-pilot for the Fly Casual show? What would you call it, a show?
Oh, YouTube show. Just a bunch of guys, me with a camera thinking, oh yeah, people might find this interesting.
Yes. This is Ian. Ian, introduce yourself.
Hello, yeah, so I'm Ian, also known as Dancing Monkey, from Fly Casual. We are in the outer rim, way out in deep spaces of Melbourne there. I kind of. How'd that nickname?
Wasn't there a joke about tipping banthas because you're in?
No, it was tipping cows. It's because at the time, the store we play at, the owner there loves his space cows, the space shuttle. So he was the guy who wanted to take 4 to a regionals with 2 tacticians on each before the nerf, and it's his greatest regret in life. So
what, taking them or not taking them?
Not taking them.
Oh!
His biggest regret was that he took Boba and Kath and came after a guy who only took Sun Fel.
What?
Yes.
Single interceptor and nothing else.
A single interceptor, and he still bet a guy with 2 bounty hunters. 2 fire sprays. So yeah. It's the cows have been a long-standing joke in the stores since then. So we in the outer rim, we love tipping cows and tipping space cows and having fun with that. Yeah.
So last time I saw you out there, because I used to live reasonably close to you, way closer to you, and now I'm more inner city.
You moved more inner core now.
Yeah, inner core.
Inner core.
I would say the planet beside Coruscant. What would you call that? I should know.
Wasn't that Corellia or was it?
Naboo. Naboo was close.
No, wait. Which game are we talking about? Because if I get out the Rebellion board game,
yeah, that's the exact one I was going to say.
Oh, you're thinking that?
I've got that.
Oh, you got that as well? Yeah. There's one that begins with L. There's
actually the worst.
That's
bit
gonna bug me all night now.
If we open it up, it's going to be like, of course it's that one.
Yeah.
Worst.
I think Mandalore is pretty close from memory. It's in one of the closer ones.
Kashyyyk is one row out.
Yeah, Kashyyyk isn't close, but Mandalore is pretty close.
Okay. Back to the actual story. As I used to play a lot of games with you, Ian.
Yes.
You were one of the... Well, you certainly did very well when I started. Weren't you regional champion?
Yeah, 2015, and then it all went downhill from there.
Then you started a show, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, was it? I did won Victoria Regionals 2015. Then went on to Nationals that year, made top 8, and then choked badly.
Oh.
That was just everything from deployment onwards was just one bad decision after another to the point where we have this ongoing joke. Don't spend a focus on defense. When you have Corrin, just one hole left in range 1, why would you spend a focus on defense when you could shoot him next round with 4 dice and, take him out? And, so ever since then, that focus would have actually killed him because I only got 1 hit with a Predator reroll and he rolled 1 of 8. So, and I had a focus. So
well, damn.
That's how that goes. And ever since then, it's just been, I've won a few here, won a few there, but it's kids have also started getting older too, so it makes it hard to be competitive when you got children. But
so, what are you thinking about 2.0?
A lot of fun, a lot of new things to get used to. Never been so reliant on dice before.
Yeah?
Yeah, in 1.0 I found that it was all about your upgrades you took. They could mitigate your dice. My love of my life. Don't tell my wife. Guri, I take Lone Wolf, Sensor Jam, Auto Thrusters, and good luck hitting that thing at range 3. Now you can one shot at range 3 with a Proton Torp. So it's
good.
Yes. No, it's not good.
All right.
It's not good.
We'll talk about your love of Guri later.
Yes.
What's on the show today, Lockie?
On the show today, we're going to talk about some stuff that everybody in the audience will already have read and know all about because it came out a few weeks ago, and we're only just finally getting to the recent Resistance article and First Order article. So more stuff about, I think, mostly the crew for the upcoming conversion kits for those new factions.
Wonderful. What else is on the show, Ian?
There's also First Order stuff has been released as well. Ooh. So, there's information on that as well. So, have a quick go over that too. And, so... What else we got?
What else is on the show,
What else on the
show? We're also going to do lore. We're going to do Guri.
Guri?
Guri, yes.
Oh, this is great.
Specifically waiting to do
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
We may as well tell that story now, but we'll probably retell it. You've been flying Guri since Guri's come out.
Pretty much, yeah. It's actually I flew Guri before she came out.
And you stopped standing Guri.
Yeah, pretty much. Camera had Guri then. Was probably the most popular video we got. Was when the Scum came out.
Yeah.
One of the stores sold before release. So I got to be the first one to fly an actual Guri ship. So and ever since then. I've just been in love with her, and just something about that ship. Just I don't know, just the way it moves, just getting that focus in range 1, and just all the tricks you can do, and great.
It's you've been flying so long, and then I remember you were like, "It's gonna happen. Listen, Guri's gonna happen, and she's gonna come back. You wait through it," and she did towards the end of 1.0.
Yeah, it's I've been flying consistent. She was. In low PS meta, she dominated. Quad TRT, everyone was saying, quad TRT is horrible, it's horrible. Guri, I don't care. Guri can solo a quad TRT list, that was never a problem. But now in 2.0, being jacked up to, pilot skill 5, that's just...
You're just loving it?
It's awesome. It's like, flying around at 8 or 9, or probably, 8, it's great now.
Is it difficult to use her in a situation when you don't have the focus? Because the fact that Calculate can only change one result...
Yeah, I really do hate that.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's... Guri used to love being at range 3 and at range 1 in 1.0. In 2.0, she only loves range 1 now.
Because I haven't flown her yet, but I did like her in first edition, and I've been writing lists trying to get her just right to how I would want her to be, and putting the title on, letting her have 2 modifications. My first thought was, stealth device and shield upgrade. But then I thought, well, that stealth device is probably going to disappear unless I have the focus, because... Yeah,
stealth... Actually, I still think stealth device is still a crap card. Without stealth device is only good because of auto thrusters. I never really thought it was a great card. I still don't think it's a great card. But if you want to have something really fun with Guri, what I'm doing at the moment, Guri with the title, shield upgrade, vectored thrusters. No, what's that upgrade? Afterburners, that's the one.
That's a lot of boosting. She's got 2 cards that give her special boosts.
Oh yeah, but it gets better.
Okay.
Shield upgrade, afterburners, title, sensor jammer, and to make it even awesomer, Daredevil.
Okay, explain your reasoning.
Well, it's because, at the end of round, cool, I'll burn 1, I'll just do a 1 hard, and then I can, do a green soft 2 later, and then barrel roll back around. And good luck predicting a shit with Daredevil advanced sensors, a funky barrel roll, and trying to work out where that ship is going to be next round.
It's just...
I can be on the left side or the right side of the board from center, and you will never know. Even if you have informant? Even with informant on me, good luck trying to work out where I'm going. I'll do a 3 speed... I'll just go 3 straight ahead, 1 hard, and then,
just defy
and then I can still
geometry.
No, sorry, I can do a 3 straight, a soft barrel roll, and a 1 hard, and be right behind you, range 1, and I get a free focus. Yeah, think of that.
Yeah, that works well. I don't see a problem with it.
Outmaneuver is still probably the better choice for her because of what she can do, but Daredevil is a lot of fun. It's really good on a ship that can just be so squirrely like that. It's even better... That build is even better on Dalen Oberos. Because he can do a 3 straight, turn 90 degrees, And yeah, I don't think he can do a boost after that, but I think he can do one hard and then do a 3 straight, clear the stress from the Daredevil, and then yeah, I think he can do another. No, he can't do another boost, but he can turn 90 degrees. They're just ships you can put wherever you want on the board and just frustrate your opponent. So
Awesome.
yeah.
We've been going on a fair bit about the beautiful butterfly. Let's move on to the actual show.
Oh.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to Holonet News. Are you feeling bored, restless, lacking in direction? Well, we're here to tell you that those are exactly the kinds of problems that can be solved by joining the Imperial Navy. Flying for the Navy is just like a sports team you might be a part of. Groups of like-minded individuals all working as one, being part of the team, following the rules, and attempting to tally up kills for the Emperor. Or if sport isn't your interest, perhaps you're a pilot in private enterprise and would like to enhance those skills further. Imperial military flying is just like being a commercial pilot. With you at the controls, mastering a complex flying machine, managing speed and fuel consumption, maneuvering safely, and attempting to tally up kills for the Emperor. Right now, your Empire is in particular need of bomber pilots, as lately a great many more TIE bombers have been pressed into service than usual. If you have a taste for heavy explosives, next time you're passing a recruiting station, why not ask the officer on duty if you have what it takes to fly a TIE bomber? Furthermore, if you're already enrolled in the Academy, it is possible to get a transfer from fighters to bombers. To do so, locate your Academy's head office and follow the color-coded lines on the floor. A silver line leads to bombers, red line leads to TIE Punishers, and the yellow lines leading away from the TIE Fighter Flight Simulator. Those in particular, it is better not to step in. Our final message for all recruits listening tonight is the high scores for the TIE Defender training. As promised, the best Defender pilot will win a free vacation to Canto Bight, and that recruit is... Sabine Wren? That can't be right. Security! This is Holonet News.
Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, much better live. Much better live.
Okay, so I feel like there was a bit of like repressed anger in that over TIE bombers.
No, it's just I've been noticing lately that people discussing the meta, the bomber is a really common staple at the moment. People are flying like semi-naked bombers. Like it always used to be TIE fighter swarms. Now it's TIE bomber swarms with barrage rockets.
Ooh, how many points is that?
I have no idea. I haven't flown Imperial yet, but
That's fair.
the barrage rocket TIE bombers are very popular at the moment. So there's heaps of them out there.
Yeah, it's I think the Coruscant Open, which was just recently, and I think even the one that just passed. Yeah, TIE bombers are a bit of a thing. I think there was a small time there as well in back in the 1.0 when there was Hell Runner and some TIE bombers as well. But now with barrage rockets, it's just beautiful.
The bomber, that was a Hell Runner, and wasn't that when they released the what is it, Defender again? And they sort of made bombers half decent. For a very brief time.
It was way back when, before we had all the overpowered upgrades. Like this goes back a long time because everyone saw. I think you could fit in 2 less TIE fighters, but you had much tankier ships, and that was one of the things everyone preferred them over that. But it was a very short-lived time. But it's good to see him coming back, though. It's
I think the buff pilot for this kind of thing is Captain Jonas, because he's the one who gives you a reroll if you're firing a missile or a torpedo. Now the barrage rockets only get, like, you can spend one of the charges if the opponent's in your bullseye arc and you get a reroll. But I think Jonas lets you get a reroll regardless. I think. So it's... Yeah, anyway, he's...
Captain Jonas is, while a friendly ship at range 0 to 1 performs a torpedo or missile attack, that ship may reroll up to 2 attack die, which is actually a big buff from 1.0. It used to be only 1 attack die. It still doesn't work on a primary, but it, yeah, you're firing barrage.
With barrage, yeah.
Yeah, you're always
that
firing
basically
barrage.
is your primary.
Yeah, it pretty much is, yeah. But you can fit in the bombers with barrage rockets, 34 points each.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, you can fit in quite a few of those. Was it 4 of those in Jonas?
Wow.
And you've still got 28 points left. I suppose you put barrage rockets on Jonas too. And yeah.
And Hell Runner again?
Yeah, you could probably put in Howard. 22 points.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're chucking a bunch of bombs with that as well. You just chuck a couple of bombs on too.
Oh, and
Then you can just use
them and bomb
use bombers like what you're supposed to, and actually bomb.
And yeah, the other thing hidden in there was the red line reference, because now the TIE Punisher is incredibly popular, and because it's actually effective for once, and happened to be in the squad that won Coruscant. So it's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So Imperials won Coruscant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it The Bomber, Whisper, Vermeil list. The Redline, Vermeil, and Whisper, I think it was. I think that was a list. I should know because we actually covered it in our show last week. So you think I'd remember this stuff? Hang on, let me bring up Talk Casual from last week and we'll watch that now.
All right, so let's have a chat about these new groups of people. Somehow very different to the Rebels, but also not very different to the Rebels.
Okay,
The Resistance, tell me about them.
It shouldn't take long to discuss the Resistance
Who
because
are they?
apparently the entire organization can fit in the Millennium Falcon all at once. So, at the moment, yeah, we've mostly got crew and gunners released. So, first thing in the article is the C-3PO crew card. While you coordinate, you can choose friendly ships beyond range 2 if they have calculate on their action bar. After you perform the calculate or coordinate action, gain 1 calculate token. So the C-3PO card grants you the calculate action and a red coordinate. So a couple of interesting things pop out there. That means that in future, the Resistance will have droid pilots. Or at least another crew that also grants calculate. At some point, more ships will get calculate on the Resistance. That's implied by this.
I'm theorising that there's going to be a droid in the pack, like a generic droid, that probably has a calculate action on it.
Like an astromech.
An astromech, yeah, some type of astromech to go into X-Wings or something that might do it.
Can
Possibly.
astromechs, lore-wise, can astromechs actually fly the plane?
I actually believe they can. In fact, I think you even see R2-D2 move the X-Wing in one of the movies before Luke gets in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think.
Well, it would make sense. Like the astromech it sort of plugs into the ship to tell the pilot where to fly and plot the course and stuff. It seems likely there'll be a button you could press if you're the human that said to the droid, "Fine, well you do it then."
Actually, if you watch...
human has a panic attack and just cuts him out.
If you call it your lore, then if you're looking in Clone Wars, I think R2-D2 does fly a lot of them, and in Rebels, Chopper also controls a bunch of Y-Wings when they steal them from the that station from me. So, I guess they can. Yeah, they probably can. Or maybe only certain droids.
And as this has a Resistance, just maybe tying into The Last Jedi, there's not a whole lot of Resistance people left. Maybe they just have to have generic droids to fly their ships, because everyone else is dead.
That's a good theory.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But if there is an astromech droid that lets you calculate, it would have to do something else as well, because I would never, given the choice, take 1 calculate over a focus.
But what if it's a lot cheaper? What if it's an X-Wing that is the cost of a TIE fighter?
I don't know, but it just act like one against the other. It just seems like focus is better. If it's like when you perform the focus action, you may receive 1 calculate token, then that would be pretty good.
It'd probably be like something like if you an astromech that lets you, after you do a boost action, you may perform a free calculate action.
Yeah, something like that.
Or you may perform
when you
calculate
reposition
action and then have on the header bar as well action calculate.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be pretty cool, especially if it's factionless. The other thing is that when you use the C-3PO and the Rebels to do a calculate, you get another calculate token. I think same as the IG-88 crew, but this one, when you perform the coordinate action, you get the calculate token. So the one slight downside to performing a coordinate action is the ship that coordinated doesn't get to do anything. Hey, at least 1 calculate.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Especially since at the moment the only crew carriers on the Resistance both have only 1 green dice. So with a calculate token, you're defensively as modded as you can get.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I see it. What else? What else have we got in this pack? Han Solo! What is wrong with his face?
I love that picture, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. You're both going to get what I promised you.
Yeah.
And he's given he gives himself a stack load of evades. Yeah, evade for you, evade for you.
After you perform an evade action, gain additional evade tokens equal to the number of enemy ships at range 0 to 1. Yeah, okay. That is a very, very thematically appropriate picture they've chosen.
Basically,
Oh, that's going to be an alt-art card.
It's a red evade action, which presumably would combine with debris gambit. But so you always get one, and you can get. It doesn't. It's not capped.
There's actually an image in the article there. If you have if you do an evade and there's 3 ships around you at range 1, you'll have 4 evade tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, considering an evade token can only change 1 dice nowadays, it doesn't add. So, your ship in the Resistance is likely to have only 1 green dice. But that means that if you're in the arc of several ships, every time you'll brush aside 1 damage.
But you can only use 1 per. You can't use like 4 in one go.
No, only 1 per attack, but because you've only got 1 dice per attack, probably.
Yeah, probably.
But it's cool that it doesn't have to do with firing arc.
Chewbacca. Set up. Lose 1 charge. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 is dealt 1 damage, recover 1 charge. While you perform an attack, you may spend 2 charges to change 1 eye result to a crit result.
This card is bad.
Swing and a miss.
Completely agree.
It's the amount of setup required. Like I
To
guess,
essentially use a crit.
Yeah, like it's thematic, like the Chewie Resistance pilot from first edition, which I don't think got flown very often either. That you got something special if a friendly ship was destroyed. Like I guess I just don't like the stuff that you have to plan to be doing badly for it to work. And
What if it was costed 1 or 2 points and you had that free slot?
I would fill it with a different crew member.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of other stuff I know.
It's like
I would not dishonor Chewbacca like that.
it's okay. It's 0 to 3, so it can be yourself, and it's not a ship gets destroyed. It's a ship is dealt a damage card. But what if you and all your friendlies have a few shields? Like they can be taking damage, and until they're assigned a card, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And you have to spend 2 charges to make it work.
Yep.
So you start with 1, and then after you've got your 1 crit, which maybe they'll do nothing if they roll all right with their greens, then 2 more damage cards have to come out before you can 1 crit again.
And then it's also, you may change 1 eye result to a crit result. Not a blank result, not a hit result. You have to be rolling bad.
So in other words, if you didn't take focus that round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the only time I think this will be good, 1, if it's cheap. 2, if there is an ability, I think like Chopper, I think it is, where you can take charges from other upgrade cards and use them for other cards.
Yeah.
And if it's cheap, oh sweet, I've got 2 charges, I can use on something, and I have a way of replenishing those charges.
But this doesn't even combo with Finn. Like Finn,
Nope.
Finn, you get a blank. Chewie doesn't work with a blank. It just they were going for theme, which I think has happened a lot in 2nd edition, like Nien Nunb and Lando Pilot. But yeah, the Chewie one, it's just bad. It's bad.
It is. It's bad.
Speaking of Finn, what is going on with their art? I'm not okay with this. He looks like a chipmunk.
He does too, doesn't he?
His little chipmunk teeth.
I don't know. I would
Is
say
either that or he's sucking the dead skin off the bottom of it like...
What's really sad is that in all the times you see him in that chair, he's like, woo! The whole time. So why can we have like a woo! Looking face?
Why can we have a happy Finn, not a just like holding it in before he needs to go to the toilet Finn?
To inject a bit of positivity in this, I think that is based on what we saw from the film, that is a very accurate likeness of his jacket.
Very true, very true. That is actually really good.
It's a very similar shot to do we ever see that shot in the movie similar to Luke Skywalker when he's in that position from Finn in the exact same camera pose?
Yeah, looks not that pose. It's from the opposite side. Yeah. It does actually look a lot better. It's not as offensive to the eyes. It's a little bit further zoomed out as well, so it's not so close to the old Han Solo crew card.
Anyway, while you defend or perform a primary attack, if the enemy ship is in your forward-facing firing arc, you may add 1 blank result to your roll. This die can be re-rolled or otherwise modified. Hey, it's 1.0.
Yeah, that's his original ability was pretty good and it wasn't broken. It was easy to understand and easy to use, so there was really no reason to change it.
They've just changed into a gunner slot now, so you can't put him on crew on a ship unless you got a gunner. So
It just
So, sorry, what?
yeah, it's just
yeah, he's a gunner slot now, so he doesn't fit on all ships now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the fact that it's forward firing arc only, and a lot of the gunner slots rely on the mobile arc, I find it interesting. Something that's on the revealed Rey pilot card as well. So the ability, while you defend or perform an attack, if the enemy ship is in your, again, forward firing arc, you may spend 1 force to change one of your blank results to an evade or hit result. So the action bar has a red boost on it. The action bar also has a red rotate firing arc on it. The other Falcon, it's white, and in fact most rotate arcs on primary weapons are white. This one's red, and I think the reason for that is similar to the theory I had about the Jump Master. I think part of they've made the fire most. I'm losing my train of thought. In second edition, they've tried to lock a lot of the abilities to the firing arc.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple of ships that they've tried to make the ships like locked arc ships.
But they can't.
Yeah, they can't just say, okay, the Falcon now is only forward arc. So they just kind of they put in a mild disincentive in moving the turret. They put in abilities that rely on the forward firing arc. They want you to put the ship down on the board with the rotating arc facing forwards and just play like that, basically.
I do like how Finn and Rey work practically the same as 1.0. It worked then, it will work here.
There's actually an easier solution. Someone pointed out to us one time why it's red. Don't you remember the movie? It got damaged and Finn had it locked forwards.
Yeah. So that's
The gun's locked forwards now.
Oh, the gun's locked forwards now.
Very stressful to move that
Don't
arc
worry,
now.
I'll Mary Sue my way to victory. Oh god.
it's that works in fluff as well.
Yep.
It's one blank result. Actually, was it not 2 blank results that Finn added in first edition?
No, he added 1 blank, I think, but you always had them.
Yeah.
No, didn't Ray?
No,
Ray let you reroll 2.
yes.
Ray let you reroll 2, Finn added a blank, and you always rolled 1 blank, so you always got to reroll 2 blanks pretty much.
Okay.
Unless you got lucky.
Rose Tycho. While you defend or perform an attack, you may spend one of your results to acquire a lock on the enemy ship. Hey, that's not bad.
That is a fantastic ability.
Actually, yeah, considering it only says
One
of your results,
you
you
can...
can
yeah, that's
Yes,
so good.
who does that pair well with?
Ah.
Finn, maybe?
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's during the attack, so when... Yeah, it doesn't matter when you...
While you defend or perform an attack.
Exactly, so you roll the dice without a target lock, get the blank from Finn, spend it, get the target lock, spend the target lock, and re-roll the dice you just rolled, so basically all at once. That you can do that.
While attacking me.
Right.
Yeah. So if you have a really bad roll, Finn and Rose combo gives you a free target lock to re-roll them all, and you've still got your focus token to spend, or your force tokens if you got this on Ray. So this is actually a really good.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good combo, and I got a funny feeling that the 3 together are actually going to be not cheap.
But they probably... Okay, yeah, cost is definitely part of it, but I think the Resistance and First Order, they're going to have some really powerful things going on because they have so many fewer pieces than the other factions. It's like, alright, I have like 4 or 5 ships to choose from, so they better be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, next the title, Rey's Millennium Falcon.
Rey's Millennium Falcon.
Specifically, it has like the square satellite dish and
So
everything.
in case you didn't know, people, Han is dead.
What? Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
What
So
a fact.
yeah, Chewie didn't inherit the Falcon and the Will.
Spoilers.
Neither did Kylo. Or maybe Kylo threw Rey the keys.
Oh, I feel sorry for Chewie now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Like,
Oh no, it is, isn't it?
Wait. No, didn't you do a thing about how Chewie doesn't really believe in like possessions? When you did your... No? Am I way off the mark?
Wookiees don't believe in possessions, or
Well,
just
Wookiees
Chewie?
don't really... Well, I had there was a thing about like Wookiees don't really believe in possessions. That's why Chewie didn't get a medal because it would mean nothing to him anyway. And then...
Chewie should have got a medal.
Yeah, Chewie should have got a medal. What I'm trying to say is Chewie's got dicked over again.
Yes, he has, hasn't he?
I thought in one of the many versions of the Star Wars special, re-edited edition, they CGI'd a medal onto him. Is that
That's
right?
Adwin's one. There's a guy named Adwin who's been going through remastering all, putting stuff in, taking stuff out. Makes it that the Battle of Endor, he made it longer.
Really?
With more things. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
Where can we find this?
I'll get a copy. I'll get it to you.
Okay, please do.
Yeah,
because
I'll get it to you. Yeah.
And how? What about
I'll trade you for one of those candles that your missus.
and the viewers, where could they find that?
You have to
Google it?
go on to, if you Google it, you'll find it. Look up Adwin, ADWIN, I think it is.
You Google fly casual, then you email him, then you send him a candle.
And you subscribe to him on YouTube.
Send me a candle, I'll send it to you on like a USB drive or something.
Exactly.
Anyway, Rey's Millennium Falcon. If you have 2 or fewer stress tokens, you can execute a red signals loop, left or right, and perform boosts and rotate your firing arc even while stressed. That's
Pretty much the way you set up Rey's Falcon, Rey, Finn, Rose, you don't need modifiers, you just need to make sure you don't take more than 2 stress. Because you've got all the abilities to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Question: if you have a stress token, you take stress tokens for performing red actions. That's
Yes.
the whole point.
Yes.
So if you have 1 stress token, then perform a red boost or red rotate turret action, don't you then get another
second one.
double
Yep.
stress?
It stops you from being able to sloop back and forth continuously like you used to be able to with Kyle Katarn. So this one here, you can do 1 sloop, do all your tricks. Then you have to do a green maneuver. Then you can do 2 green maneuvers, do your tricks again, or you can just settle for a sloop next round and not rotate arc or anything. So it's given great abilities, but it's capped it with the stress.
Well, it's clever.
That makes me think of Contraband Cybernetics from first edition. They take stress, do stressful things, get additional stress. But
Beautiful, wasn't it? That was beautiful, that card in first edition.
R2 ha! Yeah. You thought I was R2D2. Ha! Bamboozled. While you defend, you may spend your lock on the attacker to reroll any number of your defense dice.
That was...
Yeah, look,
That was an existing Astro in first edition.
That worked with Tarn.
Mysore.
Yeah, there was Tarn and a droid. It was actually Tarn's ability, I think. But I think this droid is built for a pilot. Personally, I'm not a fan.
Really? You don't think it's built for Rose?
It's a droid. It's
an
another crew.
Astro droid.
It's an astromech. It goes on X-wing. So Rose ain't an X-wing that we know of.
Yeah, true. There's no X-wings that can take.
We don't know what the pilot ability is yet. So that there is a case of that. Meh. It'll work well with 1 pilot. Yeah. Good.
Well, we don't know what BB-8's ability is yet. Like BB-8, they'll probably make it go with Poe. But if Poe, kind of has PTL in second edition, then he might be able to have a target lock and a focus. And if he doesn't use that lock early on, because he's initiative 6, I think. So if he gets through a round of shooting and doesn't use his lock, and then he gets shot at, he'll spend the lock and the focus defensively.
Yeah.
All right. Paige Tico, sister of Rose. After you perform a primary attack, you may drop 1 bomb or rotate your mobile firing arc. After you are destroyed, you may drop 1 bomb.
Awesome.
Yeah, good.
Good. You've had a bomb, this goes on there, you don't even think about it.
After you perform an attack, you may drop 1 bomb. That's so good.
It is, isn't it? It's just
That's
awesome.
really good.
Oh, you're behind me? Cool. I'll shoot you. Now I'll drop a proxy on you.
Which
Die.
Yeah, that... Actually, hang on. Why does it say bomb, not device?
Oh, yes. You can only drop the seismics and stuff. And bombs
so
can't drop
it'll preclude the
Yeah,
mine. So
it'll preclude
anything...
mines. Oh,
So
still good.
anything you...
Still good.
Anything you drop will not detonate until the next round, and the entire enemy squadron could fly away from it, but there would be some value, I suppose, in making them scatter and not fly where they wanted.
Absolutely
It's
some value there.
technically then you can have 2 bombs go off in the next
Yeah.
round, so you're controlling a lot of board areas.
So what you're doing is you're saying you charge them, you place a bomb there right between some asteroids and say make a choice.
Now she can only go on the bomber at the moment, because unless there's a first edition Sabine style crew that comes out later that adds a bomber slot to any other ship, putting her on the Falcon, there's going to be no bombing happening. And after you perform a primary attack, you may rotate.
You'd still put her on the Falcon, because after you perform primary attack, you can rotate your arc. So
And that would be white.
that's free.
That would be white, not red.
It's
I
free.
think.
Yeah, you can just rotate, so it's not even action. So,
But unless there's another gunner slot, you can still only fire. Well, I guess it's vaguely like agile gunner at that point.
it's pretty much If it's the same price, it's not worth it. But if it's cheaper than agile gunner, then you could put on there as opposed to agile gunner.
Be more expensive.
I think it'll be more expensive considering what it can do. But I think either way, I think
we
it's a
might
great card.
go with the the resistance. The fact that it's resistance and there's only one of it. They might use her as like a, hey, maybe you should buy into the resistance. So it might be about the same.
But yeah, it is definitely relevant that the rotate your arc would be white, because it was put in that FAQ, I think, that came out recently, that if a card says do an action but it doesn't specifically say do the action on your action bar, then that action's white. That's why it works.
It's all
with,
white by default.
Yeah, it reminds me of Vizier in second edition. If you do the coordinate after the ailerons move, it's not red.
Yeah.
Now the Ray gunner isn't revealed in this spread, but we know there is one. I think it's similar to her pilot ability.
Okay. Let's move over to the new order. The first order.
No, we should have done the first order first.
We should have, but that would have been funny, and we're not funny people.
First order, but not in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, he's a funny.
They're actually very disorderly when you think about it, and
They truly
considering
are,
the fact the first card they display as well in terms of taking orders, and Captain Phasma first up.
Yeah.
At the end of the engagement phase, each enemy ship at range 0 to 1 that is not stressed gains 1 stress token. So they've rebranded Mara Jade.
Cool.
I think Mara Jade / Captain Phasma is actually better in 2.0 than 1.0, because stress and
Big deal.
limited actions and upgrade cards not doing all the shenanigans. Yeah, it's
Except if you're Ray.
except if you're Ray. Stress don't matter.
Mara Jade, in my experience, didn't get played all that often in first edition. I think if you got the choice between Mara Jade and Rebel Captive, people usually went with Rebel Captive.
Rebel Captive was always a better choice. If you had one crew slot, you generally went Rebel Captive or maybe Gunner. If you had 2 crew slots, you went Pelp.
Something that
You went Pelp. If you had 3, you went Pelp and Rebel Captive.
something that I like to do was fly a bomber shuttle with Mara Jade and Rebel Captive on it.
That was brilliant. I love that build. Yeah,
So
that
it's
was
like,
great.
shoot me, get stressed. Don't shoot me, get stressed. Either way, we're never going to play again because you're going to hate me.
Alright, moving on.
All right. So,
I'll do this, or you do this.
hey, you actually.
Fine.
You read all the last one, so
I'm
you can
curious.
have a break.
No, you read it because I'm curious to see what you say.
Oh, okay. Petty Officer Thanos. Thanos.
All right, wasn't expecting that.
Yep, I'll just make up the names as I go along.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? Everybody says Petty Officer Thanison, but I always read it as Tennyson.
Actually, I'm just realising it's Tharnissen.
Yeah, like Thomas, like the well-known children's character Thomas the Tank Engine. See, I'm reading it as Tennyson.
Nissan.
I want to say Thanison, but yeah, you might.
I'm just going to call it. I'm just going to say Thanos.
I would imagine if it's Tannison, it'd be called TAN.
Okay.
You know,
I'm no doctor of names or whatever, but
either way, what she does is during the activation or engagement.
shit, that's a he, man.
That's I got tripped on that last week too. That seriously looks like a gun to me.
Do you know who that is? That's the kid from Nanny McPhee.
Is it?
who
Yeah,
ended up
someone
in,
told me that, actually.
in Game of Thrones.
I seriously look at that and think it's a girl with those red lips. It looks like lipstick to me. but-
yeah, it looks like a ponytail, like this little, her, like the right shoulder.
What's
is
the microphone?
Well, put it this way.
No, below on the right shoulder, right, looks like the end of a ponytail of.
Oh yeah, I see.
No,
Yeah.
that's a sick turtleneck.
Listen, don't assume their gender.
I'm not assuming. I'm just making an
I'll
informed
assume whatever I
judgment.
want because the hate comes to your podcast, not mine tonight. So,
Actually, the hate can be directed along with the candles to Fly Casual. That's Fly Casual.
at gmail.com. Actually, I don't think that's even our email address. I think there's a .batrips in there too somewhere. So during the activation or engagement phase, after an enemy ship in your front arc, at range 0 to 1 gains 1 red or orange token. If you are not stressed, you may gain 1 stress token. If you do, that ship gains 1 additional token of the type that it gained. So extra tractor if you can.
So Tony combines with Phasma then. You put them both on the Upsilon shuttle, which people are going to have to start actually buying those because they can't just put things in the Lambda because this is not the Imperial faction anymore. So Phasma goes, okay, here's a stress, enjoy that, and Tanison goes,
Here's another one.
have another one, yeah, and it works.
good.
It works as well with a ship that you've rammed, I guess, because
0 to 1.
0 to 1. Yeah, it's a way of giving it 2 stress tokens. Phasma, not really, no, Phasma works at the end of the engagement phase. So, it's the engagement phase, so it still counts. So, Phasma, then you can do this at the end of the engagement phase for 2 stress, so they're not turning after you.
I like it.
Yeah, that works.
I suppose it's red or orange tokens, so an additional jam token. Well, the jam tokens disappear at the end of the phase. It would still, if they had more than 1 token, it would take away both of them.
Well, if you got something like Corin Horn and shoots the end of phase,
Yeah.
give him 2 jams so he loses his target lock and his focus if he saved it.
No, there's no value in handing out an extra weapons disabled token because unless specifically you're fighting against a gunboat because they only get to fire if they have exactly 1 weapons disabled token.
Does that even stack that?
Sorry?
Does that even stack? Like if you have if you somehow got 2 weapons disabled tokens, does it take 2 rounds to get rid of them, or they go at the end?
No, I think they all disappear at the same time. Just in that very rare case, you would shut down 1 round of their shooting.
No, you would too. Yeah, I suppose.
That'd be good. That'd be really good, actually.
You just
I have to read Gunboat's card. If it
Yeah.
specifically says 1,
It says when you have exactly 1, I think.
exactly 1.
That's
just-
amazing.
Yeah.
Because you just wait for them to charge you and be like, I've got you right where I want you. I'm like, do you?
Yeah, this
you really?
incredibly unlikely scenario. You can just imagine the gunboat player lining
Oh, we
up
build
a
for the
shot
unlikely, don't we?
and just going Archer style, and it just moves along.
So next card along, our boy Hux. While you perform a white coordinate action, you may treat it as red. If you do, you may coordinate up to 2 additional ships of the same ship type. Each ship you coordinate must perform the same action, treating that action as red.
So, the first thing that makes me think of is SFs with missiles. They all focus. Then Hux says, "Okay, now everybody target lock," or vice versa, because the shuttle probably just wants to focus. Actually, that has nothing to do with it. Forget that part. But the SFs with missiles, because the regular TIE FOs don't missile, and they have target locks, but hooray, fully modified 2 red dice, I don't think so. But the SF can just be like, hey, I have missiles and a focus and a target lock.
Yeah, well, it's also looking like there's probably going to be a tech upgrade that lets you keep an evade or a focus token based upon some other stuff that's been spoiled, possibly. So if with Hux, what you can do as well is they can perform their focus and their evade action on the FOs if you've got a bunch of FO swarm with you, so that way they could possibly keep one of those for next round if they don't have it already. So if they both had the barrel roll, you can focus both of them up, and the other ones can, and they've still got their evade token from previously. Maybe it's
okay. So it's like
they still work good with FO swarms as well. You don't have to just give them target locks or.
So it's like when
they work well with everything, really. Anything with a focus and evade.
Actually, if you do this on a low PS shuttle and get everyone stressed, because you would do your action before they move, they could just reveal a blue maneuver then, couldn't they? And keep doing actions.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you got a low PS, coordinate, take your stress, take your focus, and then just. I think the ships have I think we'll get into it later, but I think the ships have a 5 green or something like that, or a 4 green. Oh, blue. 1.0 veteran here. Clear and stress, just doing that ability is really awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he'd go on high PS, but yeah, low PS, he'd do well. Alright, so Stridon. Yep, love Stridon. While you coordinate or resolve the effect of one of your upgrades, you may treat the friendly ships at range 2 to 3 as being at range 0 to 1.
Wasn't there a similar ship in 1?
It's the same ability.
It was made
It was him. Yeah, it hadn't changed. Much of the later stuff that was released in 1.0 hasn't really changed in 2.0 unless it was overpowered.
Okay.
But so basically, he can treat Jam out to range 3.
And
Okay, cool.
coordinate action as well.
Range 3. Just, it's not bad. You can just send stuff. Hey, you over there? Hello.
But that would also work with Hux as well.
Yeah,
So it
works
just
with Hux.
like
Yeah.
just shoots it out. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, great.
You think about it too, it's just range 2 to 3, and it's not in arc, so it doesn't matter where you are on the board. You think about how much, if you're on the center of the board, and you think about how much area you can cover.
You may treat ships at range 2 to 3 as being at range 0 or 1.
Yeah.
This will work actually even better with Phasma and Petty Officer Tennyson, because literally inside.
You are a mean man, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, you're a mean man. I didn't
Anything
even
with
see that.
Think of that.
It's
Yeah.
Phasma, yeah, definitely.
If you're in its range 3 bubble, you're getting.
Hang on a sec, let me double check him. During
the activation
of one
phase.
of your upgrades. Yeah, effect of one of your. Yeah, it's effect. Phasma is an effect of one of your upgrades. So you can only
about
Phasma, you can't do both. Because that's resolving 2 effects.
Okay.
Yeah, one of your upgrades.
Still pretty good.
So you can either you can either coordinate or you can resolve Phasma out to range 3.
And
if you're just coming up and they've moved in and passed, no worries, I'll just jam you and
each
I
enemy
like that.
ship at range 0 to 1. So it's anyone inside the bubble. It's like have a stress.
Oh, that is dirty. Oh, that is so dirty. Oh, yeah, Phasma and Stridon. Oh, when's this coming out? When's this coming out?
The rumor is November, but when FFG says 4th quarter release, what they mean is 1st quarter release
Next
the
year,
next year.
Yeah.
But thinking of good, I think they've really wanted the Upsilon shuttle to be something people would want to fly, because let's face it, at this point it's your only choice if you want any of these crew cards. Has to be an Upsilon shuttle. So it's got 5 actions, which is quite a few. None of them are red. One of those actions is Jam, and I think typically in 2nd edition, Jam is a red action.
There's a couple. The Grand Findsman, that's a white.
Oh, okay.
It's a white, not two. It's a few ship on the Hawk. It's red, which is strange. But yeah, it's some of them are red, some are white. It's
Don't talk trash about the Hawk.
I love my Hawk, mate. I love my Hawk. I love my Hawk.
I know.
I played Payload the other day.
Oh, how'd it go?
I lost the game, but I had a good time.
Just taking on people's focuses.
So, okay.
Well, did they enjoy beating you? Is the important with Paylob? Probably not.
Maybe. But, so, Paylob with Lando Calrissian crew and Debris Gambit,
Okay.
you have 2 focus tokens all the time, so you essentially have a target lock all the time because Lando lets you re-roll things, and Debris Gambit, you say, okay, I have 2 focus tokens and an evade and a re-roll with my 3 primary at the front. I'm doing alright.
Oh, fantastic! You weren't playing single ships, so you didn't take a turret, did you? You didn't take the iron turret.
The Hawk in 2nd edition doesn't get an additional turret.
Oh, rough.
Yeah, it has a native 2 turret, and then you chuck the turret on for a primary 3.
But I reckon that a single ship
does kind of hurt a little bit,
It's not
but
too bad.
It brings the hurt for a transport that you wouldn't expect to bring the hurt. Yeah.
The Hawk is essentially a fighter now, but
I love it.
So the Upsilon shuttle though, it has a slight disadvantage over the Lambda in the sense that the Lambda has a rear-firing arc, which the Upsilon does not. But the Upsilon can reinforce. Reinforce in 2nd edition is not as potent as 1st edition, but you can still do it in the event that somebody gets behind you. Because I'm assuming there won't be a dial change from this ship.
I think I think it turns better.
It has a good K-turn.
The dial's on it, yeah, but it's got 2 hard white now, I think. So
Okay.
that's almost just as good. But you can always put Engine upgrade in Daredevil. I don't think engine doesn't add it anymore, does it?
This is first edition stuff. So, what do you guys think? The chassis ability, linked battery. While you perform a cannon attack, roll 1 additional die. That gives you HLC with 5 shots if you get in their bullseye.
Oh.
If they get in your bullseye, but you're still rolling 4 red normally.
Yeah.
Like,
Tractor beam.
Tractor beam?
Yeah, I'd track him with that ship.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. I've got a bunch of FOs, so I'm going to tractor you onto a rock, and then my FOs are going to light you up and kill you.
Okay.
It's, I'm
do
looking
you
at that
need
ship tractor
the
beam.
extra dice for that though?
Sometimes if you're shooting at Fal or shooting at Guri. So don't take tractor beam with Guri's on the board. No. But it's sometimes you do need the extra dice, because the trouble with the dice, you don't get the dice. You live and die by dice rolls now, so if you're getting more dice, take more dice. See, more dice is always better dice.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah. Supreme Leader Snoke coming up next. I called this one. 2 crew slots. During the system phase, you may choose any number.
One crew slot for his upper body and 1 crew slot for his lower body.
Pretty much, yeah. He's handicapped now, so. During the system phase, you may choose any number of enemy ships beyond range 1. If you do, you may spend that many of the Force token to flip each chosen ship's dial face up. So you've only got 1 Force charge on this thing, so you can only really see 1 at a time unless you've got a ship that has more Force charges.
Or if you put Kylo on the same ship.
Put Kylo in there as well, because Kylo has a few Force tokens, I think, doesn't he?
Well, he's just got the 1, but if you put him on a ship with Kylo crew, or if you put him on the Kylo pilot ship, which we have no reason to assume there won't be that, then you've got 2 Force tokens then.
I don't think you necessarily need it though, because a lot of people flying a lot of ships at the moment. When you're seeing things flying swarmy, you pick one dial, you know what they're all doing. That's because you think it's a beyond range 1, so I don't know if you really need it, because you just need to know where the strongest hitter is coming in from. Then you're going to get a good idea of where everyone else is flying. But I think this is pretty good. I don't think it should cost a lot. If it doesn't cost a lot, it's very good.
I find it interesting that there's a TLT style bubble that if you can get into range 1, then it won't affect you're hiding from him because it's beyond range 1. Actually, you know what? I might be reaching for this one, but there's a bit of fluff here as well, I think, because he can't sense what's going on right in front of him. Like, Kylo is going to cut you in half. He's like, no, that treachery is too close.
No, that won't happen. That won't happen at all.
Oh, God.
So, Kylo Ren, better art in 2nd edition than 1st edition.
Yeah, much
I
better
like
art.
him better.
Love the scar.
Looks like
It's,
his arm's a snake, but we'll move on.
So, I'm not super into the fact that I'll show you the dark side has returned, because but you know, there's slightly less devastating crits in 2nd edition. I guess I'm wondering if the effect will go under the shields again, because that was one thing that always kind of baffled me. I never.
Well, it probably wouldn't matter so much, because like not many things have a lot of shields. Like the shuttle, Strident? He had a lot of shields. The Epsilon they have 6 and 6, but almost everything else has been nerfed on shields. It's either lost 1 or 2 shields. I think like the YV666 is what that was originally 6.6. I think that's now 8.4, is it, or something? I don't know. That's lost a couple of shields. It's so whether or not it goes under shields or over shields, I don't know if that matters so much. But it still hurts that card. I'm not happy to see it. I also don't know if I'm happy with that art. And then I look at it, like Kylo looks great, but look at his background. When was he ever doing that in the movie, with a background like that? Like he did that. You will bring Luke Skywalker to me in a hallway. It doesn't really look like a hallway. It looks like there's a wall behind him.
I'm
just nitpicking now.
Well, at least he's wearing a shirt.
Yeah, at least he's wearing a shirt.
He's come to the party fully dressed.
He looks better than Finn, that's for sure.
What do you reckon the cost will be, roughly? I think Kanan's around 14 points. I think Vader is 16. What do you reckon?
He'll probably cost a bit, depending on how good I'll show you the dark side is, really. Like, if I'll show you the dark side's not as good, then he'd be cheaper. But if it's just as good as what it was in 1.0, then yeah, he's not going to be cheap. I don't think he'll be cheap. It's because it's a pretty powerful card, really.
Never liked it.
Yeah,
Never
liked
was
it.
a fan.
Yeah. Hyperspace tracking data. Setup. Before placing forces, you may choose a number between 0 and 6, so that means numbers 1 to 5.
The pedantry that has been debated online lately is ridiculous.
Yeah, choose a number between 1 and 5. Treat your pilot skill as the chosen value during setup. After setup, assign 1 focus or evade token to each friendly ship at range 0 to 2.
Okay, so the reason I think they mean you can include any initiative number and not be restricted from 1 to 5 is because, alright, maybe they didn't want people just saying, okay, I've gone straight for the top, I am now initiative 6, the highest initiative, and that really messes up my opponent who's brought some, high initiative aces. Okay, I don't want my card that I've just invented to be allowed to do that. I'll cap it at 5. Might be FFG's logic there. Why would they want you to not be able to have 0?
I think it's just an oversight. What I find funny about this card is that they go out of their way with Finn, like I read earlier. You may modify this blank dice you add. But they go and throw that in, but then they kind of miss the ball with this one. But where's the in between, or
Yeah. Between 0 and 6, it sort of does read.
Yeah, between 0 and 6. I think that's just nitpicky
when you
rules,
say
Laurie.
choose a number between 1 and 10, you can choose 1 or you can choose 10.
Yeah, I usually choose 5.5, but...
Sorry, did you say nitpicking? I'd love to. Hyperspace tracking data plays a huge part in The Last Jedi. Like, oh my god, they're tracking us. This is new technology. They're tracking us in hyperspace. They were doing that since the first Star Wars movie. In 1977, Leia's like, they're tracking us. And Han's like,
That's because it had a tracking device on the ship. Remember, because Darth Vader, I'm taking an awful risk, Vader. Are you sure the tracking device is secure aboard their ship? I'm taking an awful risk here, Vader.
I still...
You don't remember that scene with Chaka?
I do, but I still... Okay, so you're saying...
Because they've always done it. Whenever they tracked a ship through hyperspace, and saying when Obi-Wan Kenobi threw the tracking data onto the fire spray to Slave 1, he had to track it that way. If he didn't do it, he wouldn't be able to follow it. They've always had to put a device on the ship to track him through hyperspace.
So the big deal in The Last Jedi is they could track a ship they didn't have a device on.
Exactly. They could lock onto a ship that... they could track through hyperspace.
So, you spotted my deliberate mistake that I did on purpose for discussion.
This card is actually going to be really good on something like Stride. And if you've got those ships that let you keep that tech slot that lets you keep the focus or evade token like what you had in 1.0, then this is going to be a great card to chuck on like Strident or like any shuttle or most ships really.
So this will go along well with Dormits. That's the next part that comes up next.
Oh, another one I love. I love this guy too.
I always think of one of the guys who plays at the shop that Mike and I go to on Monday nights, Jim. I think I've mentioned this before on the show, a list that he wrote and he called it the Dormits Blitz, and always gets the song stuck in my head. It's the
Dormits Blitz.
Yeah, so you just put a bunch of TIE fighters on the board and have them focused or evaded right from the beginning, and then they can just rush in at you.
Yeah.
Alright, setup. After you are placed, other friendly ships can be placed anywhere in the play area between 0 and 2 of you.
So they can be placed at range 2 forwards of you, so they can be placed not
outside the play area.
What's range 2? Like a third of the way down the board?
Yeah, it's pretty far. It's actually out to range 3 almost, because you put your shuttle all the way up to range 1, then up to range 2. That's pretty much the end of him. It's the end of range 3. So yeah, and the best is it's not within range 3 either. It's just a small section of its base only has to be in. I don't believe it has to be
anywhere.
There's a picture describing it somewhere.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
These TIE fighters, just go a third of the way down the board, and they start modified, and take knock knock. Who's there? TIE Swarm.
TIE Swarm who?
I was not prepared for that. Not prepared. But yeah, and so with Hux as well. If Hux was on Dormits, I think that would be they would start with either the focus or the evade. Then Hux would be like, okay, have the other one. Then
And
they,
then just
I think,
blaze of glory.
yeah, the long straight maneuvers I think tend to be blue. So when they get to you, they could have 3 tokens: the lock, the focus, the evade.
Yeah, rough.
Like,
Yeah.
kill that, you know.
Yeah, that's
And I just rolled blank.
a really good first turn.
It is. That's
And the
that's-
rest of it's just like catching up.
Yeah.
It's just pray your opponent flies into that and doesn't turn away. But yeah, it is. It's a pretty sweet deal, that one. The dial on that ship as well is also pretty awesome. It's being upgraded. It has a 2 hard white. It actually has a 1 hard red now. I don't think it used to have a 1 hard red.
Well, it's got to.
So-
it can't be. It can't be a sitting duck. Like, the way they fixed that with the Lambda was, hey, have a rear arc so no one can be behind you. They obviously couldn't
Well, I
just
think
do
it's
that
got a
to
2
every
hard
ship.
white now too, hasn't it? The Lander?
I haven't flown it yet.
Haven't flown it yet?
But yeah, it's. I think they had to give the ship something to make it not quite as easy to just, because if you got behind one, the opponent would just be like, okay, let's just call it now.
Yeah, much.
So I guess they have to do something.
Yeah, no, the actually, I just double checked. The Lander still is 2 hard red. Sad face.
Okay, that brings us to we've caught up. We've now caught up
Yep.
to everything that's been announced. Predictions.
I think bombers are going to be awesome when they come out. I'm only saying that because if Rob is listening to this, that's what he'd want to hear.
You mean
Resistance bombers.
Resistance bomber.
Resistance bombers. Yeah, he was the guy who would fly 2 of those. He actually flew. He's the only guy I know that has 4 of them actually. But he would fly. He used to fly 3 of those loaded up with bombs and give everyone a bad day.
Do you reckon they released any new models?
We'd have to see what next movie's coming out as. We've got the A-wing coming for Resistance.
Yeah.
So there's that, but yeah, I don't know what else they can release. Really have to see what the next movie brings out. It's,
They've got that cartoon, that Resistance,
Oh,
the new
yeah,
show.
the cartoon, which no one is
Deep
happy
breaths.
about the animation, are they? Oh,
Oh,
I look at the animation, I'm like, oh, why couldn't I go on the road of like what Voltron did? You watching the new Voltron?
I haven't seen. I've seen the first episode and I was like, that's pretty good.
It gets even better than the first.
Does it?
Later, the last season 7. Oh man,
Season 7.
Yeah, trust me.
Oh.
Oh, they're only like 13 to 7 episodes a season.
Oh.
But when you watch season 7 of that, mate, your jaw is going to drop.
All right.
It's
I might sink the time into it.
Anyway,
All right,
back to X-Wing.
Let's
The only prediction I make, and it's a small one, is Eloasti's ability will probably be the same as first edition.
Yeah.
That was a sad moment in the movie when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lonely.
It's like, no, I know.
All right, let's move on to lore.
To defeat an enemy, you must know them. Not simply their battle tactics, but their history, philosophy, art.
And we're back. We're going to do a lore section. Do you, Ian? You've been flying Guri for a very long time.
A little bit, yes.
Tell me what you know about Guri.
Let's see. What I know is that she was a assassin android given a smoking hot body, and was working with the Black Sun, I think it is, or with Zyzor.
Black
Yes.
Sun.
Yeah, Black Sun it was. Working with Zyzor for a bit there, wasn't very happy, so, when he died, she basically went out on her own, was working with Dash Rendar for a time there, lucky bastard.
Yep.
Working with him, doing all sorts of shenanigans, and was, that's probably about as far as I can actually remember off the top of my head.
And that's about as far as it
That's
goes.
about as far as it goes, yeah. Just with a lot more detail. She also hangs around this other girl as well, this green-skilled girl with a ponytail. I can't remember her name, but...
And that was the lore section
the
for
green-
tonight. Did everyone enjoy that?
The green skinned alien with the ponytail, I think, is that not Shizo's niece
I think it was, yeah.
or something?
I think it was related to him, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, I think
I've read it so many times, but it just doesn't stick in the mind because I've got to read the comic books. I've got to get the comic books out one day. And
I need to start getting back into old comic books. I found
I found a website where you can actually
Some
just
of the-
watch them, read them online, but it's frustrating because of ads. I've got to get a browser and ad blocker now.
Alright, so Guri was, as you said, a life model android. And there was only a few in the world at the time. At the time, the Imperials were working on their own. And everything they came out with, not as good as Guri.
Of course not.
Guri
Nothing's
was
as good as
just
Guri.
top tier. She had everything about her was synthetic. She had a heart that would pump blood, but it would be synthetic blood and synthetic heart. She could pass off as human. She could eat food, and she'd have all the body processes of that, all the unnecessary body processes of that. There's a couple of things that she couldn't replicate. The first and the main thing that threw her off is that if someone was trying to do a life sign signal, it would come back as she would be alive, but she wouldn't be human or alien, just come back as unknown species.
And if you asked her to open an email address or something, if there were squiggly letters on the screen, she couldn't read them.
Hey, we have that in common.
She couldn't hit that button that says I'm a
I've got more
robot.
and more
She'd
in
get
common with her every
confused.
day.
Yeah, she couldn't tell you what squares had stop signs in them.
So
struggle with
the
that so
Imperials so not only was she a life model decoy sort of thing, she was the only assassin version of that. The only one to be made.
And I believe she was conflicted with that too. She didn't like her assassin personality, did she?
That comes out way later. She's like, I don't want to do this anymore. She was the head. So when Shizor got her, he was like, damn,
I'm a lucky son of a bitch.
yeah, I'm glad I spent $8 million on this. Which it actually says here that she can perform human functions, and as they're saying, she could eat and all that. She could also perform other human functions, and it is specifically said that Zizor did in fact use those functions.
Yeah, the book where she's introduced, Shadows of the Empire, it's actually quite an adult book.
Oh, is it?
The whole one of the major subplots is Shizor trying to seduce Leia specifically to go to bed with him, and there are several scenes where he's plotting that, and he essentially goes, "Oh, I'm bored. I'm gonna call Guri for that."
Bugger.
Well, if I paid $8 million on a sexy droid, I'd probably do the same thing.
Close second. You'll be fine. Come on. So a lot of people, because the Black Sun Empire was so big and Prince Shizor was very, I guess, reclusive. He wasn't very front and formal about who was in charge. He was just in charge. He left the majority of the work, the day-to-day, grind of running an empire, crime empire, to Guri. And a lot of people thought Guri was in charge. Incorrectly, but a lot of people thought she was in charge. When he bought her, he went to the person who created her. When he got her 9 million credits, he's like, I like you. I want you to be the only one. Go back and kill the guy who created you. She's like, all right, sick, see ya. And then she does. Except he had foreseen this. Because, of course, it's the great double. Of course. And he created a life decoy of himself. And she came in, and it graphically says...
Well, I suppose like any good programmer, you're going to put a backdoor into a program.
Yeah.
So if someone tries to do something bad against you, it's going to send a signal, send you an email saying, hey, guess what's going down?
It's basically RoboCop, protect the public trust, and then the hidden thing is you cannot arrest the leader of the OCP.
Cannot shoot OCP, but somehow is still able to turn the gun and pull the trigger eventually.
It's a good movie. Actually,
RoboCop's a very good movie.
But RoboCop still stands out the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The newest one's forgettable.
I didn't mind it.
It's not bad, but...
Yeah, I actually kind of really dug it. Yeah. Anyway, so, she did that, went to life model decoy, killed him, lovingly says in my research, strangled him until he bled from his ears, nose, and eyes. Great.
Well, make sure,
Good, make damn sure he was
Make damn sure.
So she was sent out to kill Luke Skywalker, and we're going into Shadows of the Empire.
As everyone was.
As everyone was, and then Luke's like, what's going on here? I don't like this. And then Leia Organa's like, alright, Shizor, who have you sent to kill Luke and why, and blah blah, and then, Shadows of the Empire. Eventually Shizor dies, and she's like, see us, because I don't have a master anymore, and she just bails. And as you said earlier, that she kind of just doesn't want to be an assassin droid, and she kind of just wants to be human. And
After all,
yeah, it's a movie about that. What was that movie? Robin Williams.
Bicentennial.
Oh,
Man.
Bicentennial Man, yeah.
Yeah. She just wanted to be human, and eventually she did get the assassin programming removed from her after her rendezvous with Dash, and who he was chilling with her for a while. But yeah, that was basically Guri. She gets it removed, and she lives happily ever after somewhere.
So come to think of it,
Yeah,
what you were saying before, about life scanners being confused by her. Imagine how Luke would have felt. You know, the Force, it puts you in touch with living things, like trying to sense Guri, sensing her as alive and not alive. That'd give you a headache.
Yeah.
You're like,
everything about her was synthetic except for her skin, which was grown for her.
yeah, it would have to
By
be
a
like
human.
Cyberdyne.
Well, you want to have that
Stop.
nice, real feel.
Yeah,
touch.
the real Phil.
You want to have the real feel touch there, you know.
Sick man.
But yeah, her skin was real. Everything else wasn't.
Yeah, well, you know, as we know from real life, like rubber, like on mannequins or whatever, or on the robots that.
I don't have any experience in this area, so can you please enlighten me?
Well, no,
Please tell me about your...
You've been to these places and bought these things, have you?
no.
I heard they opened a hotel for that.
No, just like rubber on mannequins and that. It doesn't look like skin. If you spent millions of credits trying to make a machine to look exactly like a human, if you put anything on it that wasn't organic, it just wouldn't look. You'd have wasted your money.
Yeah,
You don't want to see the seams.
yeah, you don't want to see this. And I think that's one of the big things that put her above the Imperial versions of decoys. So that, she had that human part of her. And yeah. There isn't honestly a whole lot more to Guri, which is unfortunate because I thought she'd go on and live a long, prosperous life, but she basically hung out with Dash for a while and then that was sort of it.
Yeah. Well, Disney took over, so...
Alright, here's a good question. Would we see her in the new canon?
Hard to say. Really is. Like, anything's possible. Give it 10 years if they're running out of material. They might start digging deeper into the EU stuff, but into Legends. But yeah, I got a funny feeling we won't see her though.
Maybe not her, but what assassin decoys?
Assassin decoys, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it depends on how you define assassin. Like, there was that droid in Rebels that looked like a protocol droid, looked like the Ralph McQuarrie version of C-3PO and then turned into... But I think for things like assassins, they're a bit too violent and murdery for kids shows, so it probably wouldn't be introduced in something like Rebels. But
what about just life-hole decoys? Because they were never really shown in the movies.
You'll probably find it in books or something, but I don't think you'll find it on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
they're trying to direct everything on screen to be so-called family friendly and for kids, but
exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you. I don't think they will, but they could introduce Shadows of the Empire and it wouldn't step on anything else. Like, they couldn't introduce a character like Kyle Katarn because they would have to change him completely. Like, he was supposedly the one who stole the Death Star plans, and later he becomes a Jedi Master and works with Luke, and all that stuff would have to go out the window. But Shadows of the Empire all happened between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and doesn't step on anything major in canon. So they could easily put all of that in. Dash, Lebo, Guri, Shizor, everything. They could do it all. And it wouldn't conflict with anything meaningful.
How do you feel about her pilot talent for what she is? I think it's perfect.
It makes
awesome.
sense. She's
beautiful.
She can calculate, but
Beautiful, just like her.
It is beautiful, just like her.
In all of her 90s comic book beauty.
But the
it's so
No,
90s.
that's-
It's
basically
super
can-
90s. Like, not wearing pants, just like a sheer thing. It's,
I've got a lot of pictures. I'll send some to you. But not all of them are sheer like that. They're actually like she got. She sort of wears this blue suit with like orange pads as well, like orange pads, orange shoulder pads and yellow ones, I think. And yeah, that's I'm trying to find that one.
What I'm trying to say is we need alt art cards of Guri.
I'm working on it.
She was.
You're working on it.
Oh my god. She was the.
Great X-Men.
Do you remember the Bodyguard EPT in first edition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was on that.
Up
Yeah,
until reading this, I had
didn't
this weird thought that she had red hair.
That's Mara Jade.
Yeah, she is 100% blonde.
But yeah, her art is incredibly 90s. But then again, she was created in I think 96, so that's fair enough.
I think it's fine. Looks good. Okay, I guess we'll move on to close the show. Oh, that is some Judge Dredd level stuff right there.
Why do her shins have padding?
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
It's been about 5 minutes and Ian is still looking at pictures of Guri.
Oh, when you see my other addiction.
I don't even want
I know, family-friendly show.
It was.
It was up until Guri showed up.
You can edit.
It's the end of the night, and as we like to do, we like to do some shout-outs, and they have been building up for 4 weeks now. I just wanted to let you listeners know, nothing's happened, nothing's changed. There was just, over the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to get it happening and trying to get everyone here together, because I personally do not like recording over the internet, because it does, the show doesn't flow as well, in my opinion. And last couple of weeks, it's been just difficult to get everyone together. There was a car crash, and you just couldn't get to my house. My car doesn't have a clutch at the moment, which is great.
They're not cheap, are they?
No, they're not.
I've done that before.
No.
Yes. Oh, a car crash. By the way, it was fine. None of us were.
Everyone was fine here. Thank you. How are you?
Because we live on different ends of the city, and there was a crash like on a bridge or something in between us. And one night,
While it's pouring down
never
rain, it just wasn't going to happen. And of course, and Ian, he lives even further away, so I'm sort of like the middle ground. Okay, Jimmy Anderson likes us on Facebook and sent a message to say he loves the lore section. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I do like a good lore.
Alright. Christopher Spenner said the TIE Defender is the best part of 2nd edition. And Christopher, we will tell Mike that you said that. He really should have been here for this.
How do I delete that comment? I do not agree with that.
Alright, what do you think is the best part of 2nd edition? Best ship then?
You have to ask.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
He's consistent.
I'm consistent.
Alright, here we go. All these going to be said very wrong. No Kathos, Anthony Schultz, Erickson Dave, Dead Warlock, I can say that one, Smeh? I think it's just Smeh. SMYESH. Smesh? Smeh. They're just trolling me right now. Beaversengland.
I read that as BB's England.
BB's, BB's England, a lover of bacon, Mr. Tippett, Super Distortion 420, Oddball Narwhal. I'm loving these names right now. Raging Undy, AU Aaron. Does that mean Gold Aaron or I don't know.
Either that or Australian Aaron.
That they're true. All new, those were the people from Podbean. Thanks, guys. We've been trying to shout at people who follow us on Podbean.
Alright. I Love Cupcakes and Matt B actually liked the last episode on Podbean, so appreciate that.
I think we shouted out to I Love Cupcakes when they joined up, because I remember saying I love cupcakes too. I might have just
actually, that did happen. But I mean, cupcakes are delightful, so yeah. Mars, who we've had on the show before, and co-host of Ian's, after the last episode where I'd mentioned this really obscure video game that I was worried nobody would have heard of, Rebellion.
Also a good board game.
He sent us a picture.
Yeah, we love that game, me and him.
Yeah.
We played.
Oh, you played as well?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we played as well. Yeah, we actually played against each other a couple of times as well.
The PC game or the
The
board
PC game. And the board game.
The very 90s graphics video game. And Nathan Skelly commented on that picture and said he wants a re-release of that game.
Completely
And
agree. I would love that.
Yeah, I would
agree
too.
with that.
It'd be fantastic.
I mean,
Actually, if you
Empire-
want people who do love that game, if you want to play that game differently in a challenge, try and beat a medium level galaxy. If you played it, you know what I mean. medium level galaxy on hard in 500 days.
No, can that even be done?
This guy right here.
Oh my god.
They're my challenges now. Yeah, that's my challenge with that game now.
Just
Is try and
going
beat
back
it in the small amount of time as possible.
Okay, to give you a little bit of context, if you've ever played Civilization and waited like 30 turns for your settler to walk from one side of the map to the other, that's
Yes.
kind of what it's like, but like 10 times as long.
Yeah. That's why you go fast mode.
Oh god.
You can do this next one.
Okay. Roerd ter Horst just started listening. He's a new player from the Netherlands, and he told us that he built up a first edition fleet just before second edition was announced.
Oh.
And,
We feel your pain, mate.
Yeah. So, and he sent us a meme as well to put on the Facebook page, which we appreciated. But hopefully you're getting into second edition, man, with all that all those.
Welcome
ships you
aboard.
bought.
Welcome aboard. Tommy Adams, Damien Munst, Johnny Olaf Lee, Nick Crittenden, X-Wing Nut.
Woo, that's me.
Is it?
Oh,
That is
hello.
me. Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to you.
Hey.
Actually, no. How do we delete that one?
Yeah, they follow us on YouTube because we have a YouTube, and it's just what we post everywhere else. But
I prefer YouTube because I hate Podbean because it wants me to download an app, and
Yeah.
I don't like putting apps on my phone.
I found that if you just Google "Hell of a Pilot,"
Yeah.
it is with a top search, and you can play it from the Google.
Oh, you can,
trending.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Because every time I try to click on it, it won't let me do it. I don't know why. It's swipe on my phone.
You probably just subscribe to whatever podcast provider your phone uses. I know if you've got an iPhone, you can just.
Well, that's exactly right. I was listening to an obscure game. I think I've already talked about that, Kings of War. Maybe 12 months ago, and the only podcast I could find of them was specifically on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just... And the only thing that was on their podcast was literally a picture of their logo and then just their show.
So we're the same, but I keep telling Mars to get our Talk Casual onto Podbean, and 20-something episodes in and he still hasn't done it.
Yeah. Nick Fortuna? Fortuna. That's a great name. Told us that he's colorblind and the blue and Dells really does make a difference. Good. I'm really glad about that. When you told me, I think, you told me the reason I was like, they went from green to blue because, but when you told me that...
Did I sound like that?
No.
Probably.
No. That was basically me figuring out that I was like, I said that to you. They've gone green to blue because they want to be different and they want to be second edition and blue's now more in, and you said no, it's because of people who are colorblind. I'm like, I feel like an idiot.
Well, at least you didn't go on a rant about how hyperspace tracking is stupid only to have it explained to you why it's perfectly reasonable.
Sorry, you can come on our show next week and you can do the same thing to us.
I wanted to give a shout out to username JKL, who's on the official FFG X-Wing forum, who suggested in the pinned post of useful links on anyone who's ever been to the forum will know the one I'm talking about. There's a list of podcasts in there.
Severely outdated list.
Well, yeah.
Not anymore because we're in it.
Yeah,
You're in it.
We weren't in it for a super long time. I thought about asking to be put in there, but then the thought of that kind of self-promotion made me very anxious, and also the fact that if you write Hell of a Pilot in the FFG forum, it auto-censors, so I could never be bothered. But JKL said that we should be in there, and now we are, and I appreciate that. So
Are we
thank
called
you.
Heck of a Pilot on it? Or?
No, I think they just put in like spaces or something.
Oh, great.
What, spaces between your words?
Yep.
I don't know.
They've gone full Club Penguin. Doing what they can. Michael Millers from Belgium sent us a link to his page. Oh, yeah. So, Michael shouted out...
It's either Michael or Michelle.
Either way. He was lovely, and he was like, "Hey, fan of yours," and he's put together this thing. And I was saying in the last episode, which was a month ago, that we have such a great community, and these people will do this, and they will work hard for this. And what he's done is he's compiled battle reports from all over the world. You can search through it for like, what do you want? Where is it from? People who are flying it. That sort of stuff. And he's put in the effort. Yeah, good on you, man. We shared this on the page.
Yeah, we shared this on our Facebook page. So if you go on our Facebook page and look for the link there. And
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
Yep.
Stop looking at pictures of Jerry.
Stop looking
I'm
at
actually
pictures.
no. I'm actually a little bit worried. I haven't. My show is meant to have already started by now and it should be live, but I haven't received a notification that it's live yet because they're supposed to be running it tonight.
Maybe they're just really upset you've betrayed them to talk
Yeah,
to somebody
probably.
else for the night.
Either that or Mars has gotten in and no, it's live. It's all good. I was just checking.
Speaking of which, one more quick reminder: what is your show? What is it? And where do you find it?
Fly Casual on YouTube. We stream X-Wing, sometimes Armada Thursday nights, as well as tournaments on weekends.
I said this last time. I'm super jealous of that name. That is the best name.
Yep. Oh, it's actually really funny. I almost wish we didn't have it.
Why?
Because we were thinking about a name for it, like what to call ourselves. And I had this epiphany to call ourselves Fly Casual. And then, anyway, set up the YouTube channel, done all that sort of stuff. And then I think about 6 weeks later on the forum, and we hear about this whole movement called Fly Casual. I'm thinking, oh, crap. Don't tell me people are going to think we're trying to steal that name or something. But we didn't know. And so that's why I try to call it Fly Casual Bat Reps now. And because also Fly Casual Simulator, there's also another guy who's using Fly Casual 2 for I know he does something else with it. And there's also a band. There's some European band called Fly Casual as well. So check out some of their music.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
I was about to say, maybe a common name, but at least you get a free shout out at the end of every episode of the Birmingham Barons.
Pretty much, yeah. I think every time I hear someone say Fly Casual, I think, hey, they're shouting us out. At least I'm hoping. You can find us on YouTube, and we're easy to find. Just look for a shuttle. And it's Thursday nights. Tune in. We also have a Talk Casual show we do after we play some games. And where you hear Mars rant on about his salt and insulting me and all the other fun shenanigans. He takes pride in hosting the show, even though I'm just the monkey who pushes the buttons and makes it all happen.
Well, thank you, Ian, for coming on the show. One monkey who pushes the buttons to another.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Is it just you and Mars on the show?
Me and Mars sort of run it, but it's basically all the guys out there. Like we got. We've also got Rob from the US. He comes on every once in a while. We'll probably got him again on tonight. We're trying to see if we can get some more people on. We're going to try and see if we can grab you guys on. We can probe you guys a bit, and we just have a bit of fun. We've got about 10 to 15 players who can show up on a Thursday night sometimes. So
cool.
And we just talk X-Wing, have fun, have laughs.
Well, tonight's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, tonight's been fun. It's been a good change.
And I guess that brings us to the end of the night. Thank you, dear listeners, for bearing with us. We're back. We didn't go anywhere. Woohoo! We're still back. Thank you, Ian, for joining us, and good night.